Hello everyone, my name is Wendy and I am doing the BookTube newbie tag. I've been watching BookTube for quite some time, so I figured I really want to be a part of the conversation and the community. So I figure let's just get into it. Question one is, why did you start this channel? And like I said just seconds ago, I have been watching BookTube for quite some time now. I think I'm going on 5 or 6 years. And I've always loved the discussions I've had in the comments and have always loved just critical analysis in my literature classes and really have a passion for literature. And I think that filming and maybe partaking in discussions in my own personal videos would be something that would be really fulfilling for me. Also, I really just love the conversations that people have in the comments when reviewing a certain niche novel. I think that's just so awesome. So question two is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I'm not sure if I can bring anything fresh and new, but I mean, maybe a brown perspective. There's not a lot of brown girls on BookTube, I think, and I'd really like to change that. I think that I can count all the Latinx BookTubers I know on one hand. So I think representation is important, and hopefully it shows another brown girl that they can do this. I also noticed that girls around my demographic are usually reading fantasy YA or your basic contemporaries, and I really want to put an emphasis on literary fiction because that is my bread and butter. That is the love of my life. And so hopefully I can bring more light to the genre that is literary fiction. Question number three is, what are you most excited for when making this channel? And I guess, obviously I'm excited to make friends who read. I live in a very small rural town. I don't have many friends who are into reading. I really want to meet people who maybe read the same books I do and maybe get some recommendations from. I would love to buddy read someday. That is like, you guys have no idea how much I want to buddy read with someone. I think I'm also excited for obviously the discussions, but also being able to challenge myself. I think before BookTube, I really read just bestsellers. Basically, I read whatever Barnes & Noble advertised on a table somewhere, and I was like, okay, this is something that's hot and popular and something that people are reading, so it's something I would enjoy. Question four is, why do you love reading? This, I think everyone has already explained in some sort of way, but reading is of course an escapism, but I love getting to know a character, no matter how awful or terrible or disgusting that character is. I'm even more enamored with that character if they're unlikable, especially if it's an unlikable female narrator. I think finally some vengeance for us women, but I'm really in it for the characters. A book is so much more about the character than it is about the plot. And if a book has no plot, if we're just following a character around, that is my thing, my thing. Question number five is, what book or series got you into reading? And for this I have to say, bitch, the Royal Diary series by Scholastic Press, those danky ass hardcover books that were always in the library. I did everything in my power to borrow every last one of them because I think my school library in middle school had all of them except for Catherine, and that one I got for my birthday because I wanted to be the ultimate reader. But yes, it was basically, for those of you who don't know, a series of diaries from powerful women in history. So Catherine, Cleopatra, I believe there are, oh god, it's been so long since I've read them. It's basically just women in power writing diary entries, and they were all very, very near and dear to me. And whenever we went on a road trip, I would pick up one of those books and pretend I was that princess. Question six is, what would you ask your favorite booktubers? And I have so many. What page are you on? Again, Ink and Paper Blog, Russell. I used to really love Scribbles Reads and Possibly Literate. I guess if I had to ask something, I would ask their favorite format, audiobook, Kindle, or just regular hard copy, because I love all three so much. I love being able to have my digital copy on me without having to wait, but I love feeling the physical copy of a book in my hands and smelling it, and I love the audiobook version. I love being told the story. So I think it's really hard for me to choose between any of those three, but if you guys have a preference, please let me know. Another question I would ask is, what is a character you despise and absolutely loathe but cannot stop thinking about? So like basically an unlikable narrator or a character that has left such an impact on you because of their rottenness that you cannot forget about them. I have so many, and I would love to know the characters that fill this requirement for other people. Question 7 asks, what are some of the hardest obstacles when creating a BookTube channel? Obviously, steady scheduling. I don't think I'm someone who can pump out videos on a daily schedule. Even BookTube creators who pump out 3 videos a week nonstop. They're so full of energy and they're all great. I think, man, I want whatever that guy's on, you know? It's great content, but you guys must be exhausted. I also fear that I've got some niche reading tastes. I really love passion paperbacks. Those ridiculous novels with a woman with a ripped bodice in the front. Also, queer passion paperbacks, the same thing but gay. So I really think that the biggest thing would be scheduling. Maybe a smaller issue would be just like, oh, I don't think anybody's gonna know what this book is because I found it in a 99-cent bin in Marshall's or something. Question 8 is, when did you start reading? And I think that this question is, I think it's more, when did you really start reading? And I think this happened in high school. I was a really big fan of assigned literature in English classes. I just loved getting assigned novels that were obviously classics for a reason, but I loved getting to know why they were considered classics. So The Great Gatsby, The Things They Carried, Catcher in the Rye. I think the only book I did not enjoy growing up was Of Mice and Men. I thought it was okay, and I understand why it's a classic, but it just wasn't my thing. But the rest of them, man, I just loved assigned literature. I thought it was really good, and I think that that's what really got me into reading. High school AP Lit was definitely something that triggered my love of reading. Question number 9 is, where do you read? I read pretty much everywhere. I read in my room, especially. This is my room here. And I like to just pull up my covers and have some white noise in the background, light a candle, act like I'm a millionaire just reading, if that makes sense. I don't know. I also like to read outside. I'll have like a sparkling water in a glass and then put my feet up on some patio furniture, pull up my book and pretend I'm even richer and just read outside as if I don't live with my parents and 7 other people. I also read on the train. I take the train back and forth once every Saturday. It's about a 2-hour ride coming back and forth, and so I read quite a bit on the train. I'll listen to an audiobook too. Question number 10 is, what books do you like to read? And I love literary fiction. I love just having the genre to myself to explore so many types of characters and plots and eras. That's just my bread and butter. But if I had to choose, I guess I really like just a character study. That is my sweet spot. I also really love memoirs. I think that something that's not shown enough on BookTube is the love of memoirs. I love a good autobiographical novel where someone is just talking to me about their shitty life or their awesome life or their under this weirdest circumstances life. And you know what? I eat it up every time. I eat it up every time. I just read Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner, and oh my god, bitch, that novel, it is so beautiful. Beautiful. Go read it. Again, I also really like passion paperbacks. Just classic weird circumstances between 2 people, and then there's some great smut in the middle, and there's a happy ending. It's just kind of my thing. And that is it. That is it for the BookTube newbie tag. I'm excited to be a part of this community. It's been a long time coming. I have been waiting for 5, 6-ish years, thinking I could never do this, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. I can't wait to start following new channels, fellow BookTube newbies, and maybe some BookTube oldies. Also, let me know what you're reading right now and if you're enjoying it. I just started reading On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous for Pride Month by Ocean Vuong, and it is so beautiful so far. And I really, really just want to take a whole day and finish it because I am getting lost in the poetic tone of the novel. Yeah, so I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!